My veins are made of plastic. What's up, guys? My name is Nate. Welcome to Brick Tech. Today I'm going to be reviewing this set. This is the Ultimate QUINJET. It's set number 76126. This is one of 5 sets LEGO has come out with this year for the Avengers Endgame movie. The minifigures and all the miniature build, along with the jet, all combined is 838 pieces, and it's about $80 online depending on where you get it from. And now, the review. This set comes with these 2 CHITAURI Warriors. They were in Endgame a little bit, but in the first Avengers movie they played a big part. They were actually the aliens attacking New York City. These 2, as I said, the set comes with 2 of these guys. They're exactly the same. They just look a little different because I've got the weapons in different, I've got one weapon in one's right hand. I've got the other weapon in the other one's left hand, so that's why they look a little different. Bad thing about these, I've never really seen LEGO do side print on the heads, on the side of the heads rather, but these it just goes straight from the face to the back of the head. I mean, I'm not putting it down. It's a solid minifigure. Just wanted to say that quick little tidbit about these guys. On the back of their heads, they've got a little bit of golden / bronze print. They've got some nice printing on the back, sort of looks like their veins popping out of their back. These minifigures, as you can see, have no hair pieces. They don't have hair pieces or helmet pieces, so therefore they don't have double-sided faces. I wish they did come with like a helmet that you could just put on their head. Like with the first CHITAURI minifigures, they had like a mask over their face. It was just print on the face. I wish these came with like a mask, like an Iron Man mask maybe, so you could just slap it on and have their helmeted version or the face showing. But that's it for these minifigures. Let's go ahead and move on to the jet. Here's a quick 360-degree view of this set. As you can see, it is a very, very large set. There are a few ups and downs to this set. One big downside right here is in the wing, there's a big open spot. Let me tilt this a little. In the first movie, I don't know how it was in the other movies, I think it just had thrusters. But in the first movie, it had fans that would, the wings would uncover fans underneath so it could be, like, take off and land vertically. Like, be a VTOL plane. And they tried to execute that in this set with satellite dishes. But, in my opinion, it doesn't really work because it, that same exact piece was used in the compound battle from this same wave of endgame sets. It has 2 stud shooters on the front. All you have to do is click the sides and it shoots little studs. This is the gunmetal gray color. It's got 2 on either side. And below that, it's got 2 sort of cone pieces. I guess they're supposed to be sensors. They're on either side of the main body. And, of course, what jumps out to you the most is the cockpit, which can flip open. Quick thing about this cockpit, guys, is it's very fragile. It breaks off very easily. It's only, that big old piece right there is only held on by 2 studs. That is a little more of a downside, but if you just do it easily, it isn't much of a problem. With that being said, that brings us to our first minifigure, and that is the one, the only, Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow. Of course, like all the other Avengers minifigures, this minifigure is in her Quantum Realm suit. As I stated before, this is Black Widow. She doesn't have pistols, instead she has her 2 electric batons. And They're just lightsaber blades, like Star Wars lightsaber blades, but they're actually new colors. They're more foggy, and they don't make bubbles like in the blade itself as easily, or come with bubbles in the blade. I've had that problem with many figures before, and I have not had that problem with this minifigure as of yet. So just wanted to make that acknowledgement. Unlike the Chitauri, this minifigure comes with a double-sided face. One side is just a plain look. This one's more of a I'm gonna kill you kind of look. They've also added some really nice printing on the back of her Quantum Realm suit. It actually makes you feel like she's wearing some kind of iron armor. Well, I mean, this was designed by Tony Stark, so I'm really glad they made it look like it was designed by Tony Stark. If you want to have her batons just straight out and her hands just to her side with her holding her batons, you do have to lean her torso back a little. That way it'll stabilize it, because otherwise you just have her legs straight out from her torso, and a lot of times she'll like bob, and a lot of times she'll just like knock over like that, especially if you accidentally hit something that she's standing on. She'll knock over, but with her knees bent back, she doesn't do that much. So just wanted to mention that. Back to the cockpit, as you can see, she does have a console in there with an overall layout of the Quinjet, and these pieces right here are to stop, right next to her head, are to stop the cockpit from closing in around her, and that pretty much wraps it up for the cockpit. And now to move on to the midsection of the jet itself, from this windshield right here to the front of the engines. To start off, we have these two flaps right here on the wings. They are a bit movable. One has the Avengers logo, and on the other side it says A61, which I'm assuming that's what number was assigned to this particular Quinjet by the Avengers. There are also these wing coverings right here that have a little bit of movement to them. If you move them all the way down, they don't affect these on either side, but if you move them all the way up on either side, both of these move up in conjunction with them. So I just like to keep them all the way down. And on the tips, they have these pieces that curve down a little bit to give it the wing some actual shape. They do move up and down a little bit on both sides, and they're actually connected by ball joints in a row to make it not like a ball joint, just to make it like a stiff hinge joint. And in the midsection is this big old cockpit, which opens up on both sides, and that brings us to our next three minifigures. Our next minifigure is from Asgard. You know him very well. He's the one and only God of Thunder. It's Thor. And of course, he's in his Quantum Realm suit, just as all the other Avengers. If you're wondering what minifigures come with this set, it's Black Widow, Thor, as we see here, RACCOON, and Hawkeye, which I'll get to those two right after Thor. He comes with his Stormbreaker axe, and also he has some very nice print on his arm, on his torso and legs. He's got the black hands and the spiky hair, which doesn't really make sense because this is an Endgame set, and Endgame had not regular Thor, it had Fat Thor, which had the draping hair and the very, very long beard. I wish they had done Fat Thor in this, and I also wish they had put Mjolnir in this set, that way he could have Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, just like he did in the movie. And maybe, I also think maybe he should have had a red cape. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. He's got the same back print as all the other minifigures in the Quantum Realm suit, but the biggest, as you can see, the biggest thing that jumps out to you in this shot right here is his double-sided face. As you can see, it's a very menacing look he's got there with the lightning coming out of his eyes. It literally makes it look like he's got lightning running through his veins, even though if they're made of plastic. Wait a minute, my veins are made of plastic? This is our next minifigure. This is Rocket Raccoon. A little different than the rest of the Quantum Realm suit minifigures. As you can see, he's got the short legs, but they're just plain white. As you can see, here's Thor. He's got some very nice print on the legs. I really wish they had done print on Rocket Raccoon's legs, even though they're short legs. But I guess they were just so short they couldn't do them. Again, I really would have liked to seen it, but it is what it is. He's got his custom souped up gun that can pretty much destroy anything. He's also got, I'm sure you see that gray line in between his torso and his legs. That's because he's got a little raccoon tail. And he's also got some shoulder armor, some back armor, and he's even got the raccoon mask. He's also got a little bit of a smirk on his face. I guess that's just because he just stole something. And last but not least, we have Hawkeye. He's got a very nice looking, I believe this is a new mold. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe that's a new mold for a bow and arrow. He's got the spiky hair just like Thor, just in a different color. He's also got the quiver. And his double-sided face is just like a befuddled, very confused look. But it also looks kind of angry at the same time. Sort of a 1-2 punch. Unfortunately, you have to take his quiver off, along with his bow and arrow, for him to be able to sit in the rear cockpit of the QUINJET. But you also have to take off all the other minifigures' weapons for them to sit in the cockpit, and I'll show you what to do, where to store them in the QUINJET itself right about now. Here's all the weapons: Thor's axe, Rocket Raccoon's gun, Hawkeye's bow and arrow and quiver, and Black Widow's batons. And there's the QUINJET. So here, all you have to do right here to fit all their weapons inside the QUINJET is open it up. And you're gonna notice a lot of little clips and stuff in the QUINJET. So, right now I'll show you where to put all their weapons and which clips to put all the different weapons on. Thor's axe goes on that clip right there. Hawkeye's quiver goes on the handle of Thor's axe. Rocket's gun goes on that clip right there, just like that. Hawkeye's bow and arrow go on that clip right there. And you turn it around and you see the two seats. And you got a clip there and another one there next to the seats. And that is where Black Widow's batons go, and just like that. Now that you've got all their weapons detached and put in the QUINJET, it's time to put in the minifigures. First and foremost, unfortunately there's no place to put Rocket Raccoon because, like I said, he's got the short legs. But there is a place where you can put another minifigure and I guess Rocket Raccoon could just sit on this seat right here. I'll show you that other place for another minifigure to sit in just a second. You can just put Thor in just like that and put in Hawkeye right there. Fortunately, if the QUINJET catches on fire, Rocket has access to a fire extinguisher. One thing I've got to give Lego about this set is it has very, very good use of internal space. Some of their sets don't really do that very well. Some sets do it amazingly. This is one of those sets that does it very good. Very, very well. But once you've got all your minifigures and weapons inside, you just flip that, then flip that. One thing I don't really get about this set, though, is just the lump right here on top of the secondary cockpit on top of the larger windshield canopy. I mean, it goes curved and not curved, it just goes flat on the sides, and and all of a sudden right here it's got a big increase, like a lump. I don't know what it's supposed to be exactly. Maybe it's supposed to be like a spotlight or sensors, but I just wanted to point that out real quick. Now for the back, from this cockpit right here to the back of the engines. The front of the engines here and here have that same orange tint that the rest of the body has, but here it makes it really look like it's on fire, like there's flames coming out of it. They are a little bit movable up and down. I mean they can all go all the way up, but I prefer them all the way down, like how they're nesting snugly right there on this cross beam right here that helps cover up the fans. It's got a little bit of some printing. Actually, it's a sticker, but it's got some detailing right there on the top. Nice curvature right there on the front, and it's got some two very large fins right here for, like, I guess this one right here is for elevation, and this one's like a rudder. It's got them on both sides, and also on both sides, this one right here, or this top one right here, has the Avengers logo on both sides. Here's a good view of the back of the Quinjet. I wish right here and right here they had put the same color orange that they've got on like the cockpit and everything. I wish they had put that same color of studs on the back to make that look like it's got exhaust coming out. It's got a nice curve right here on the end, and that actually opens up and reveals this right here. This is a 6 stud shooter. All you have to do to make it fire, let me put my hand in front of it. All you need to do to make it fire is rotate it, and it shoots like a Gatling gun. It's the same gunmetal gray color studs as the rest of the stud shooters on the set have. And here's a pretty quick tip. Since this set has many stud shooters, they give you a lot of extra ammo, but they don't give you any place to keep it, right? Wrong. This part right here opens up, and it's a large pit. It looks like a coin slot, but really it's a place to keep extra ammo. So you just slide your studs in there. First, make sure it's flat or level with whatever surface you're on. Stick all your studs in there. It can hold a lot of ammo. Kind of stack it like that and close it up, and you're ready to go. It does rattle a little bit when it's on the inside of the Quinjet, but it keeps you from losing your extra ammo, and that's very good in my opinion. To put it back into its place, you just pop this open and then slide it on in. Make sure it's all the way up and close it back. Now this set does have a miniature build. Now to show it to you, to reveal it, you have to flip that open again, and then take the gun back out, reach your finger or your hand up in there, and pull this out. This is an Aven-trike, I guess. On the front, it's got 2 stud shooters. Like I said, this set has many stud shooters. It's got a nice windshield on the front, which I don't really get because his head's way up here and the windshield's way down here. But the tint really kind of reminds me of the old Ultra Agents Lego series. I don't know if they're still making those sets, but I wish they would. And someone tell me in the comments below if they are. I'll go pick up a few sets, because those were very good Lego sets and a very good show. But to continue with this, it's got 2 fin tires in the front and a big thick one in the back. It's got a little tail light, a tan seat, and 2 knobs on the sides. Those actually help it lock in place in the Quinjet. And to go in the Quinjet, you just take it and first make sure the Gatling gun is fully deployed and the door is all the way down. And it does have to go in backwards. Just line it up, line up the front 2 tires on the little ramps right there. And slide it on in, and you'll feel a little resistance. Just push it, and then it will click in place. Then you can put the 6-stud back shooter back in and close it all up. Okay guys, that was the ultimate Quinjet review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to, go ahead and subscribe and click the notification bell down below. And I'll see you next time. Well, thanks for watching Brick Tech. Bye-bye.